something I want to do. Hey, Chance, can you guys hear me?
Your Honor, you ready?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, I am. Okay, awesome. Good morning, everyone. Can you hear me? All right, awesome. All righty, I'm Judge Cooper, and I'm the presiding magistrate the 17th day of October. Now I'm gonna take a couple minutes to speak with you all because I think it's important that you all know what's going on. All righty. First, I need to swear you in, so I need you to raise your right hand. Raise your right hand for me, please. Do you swear or affirm any information you'll give the court this morning will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? If you so swear or agree, put your hands down. All right. Now, first, I'm not here to take any information in regards to whatever may have happened out in the streets. Nor am I here to take a plea or anything like that this morning. You're here for me to inform you of your rights, to set bail on those offenses for which I'm authorized to set bail, to schedule a preliminary hearing, which is your next hearing, and to, well, if you require assistance of counsel, I would appoint an attorney for you, but I'm going to appoint an attorney for everyone this morning per the order of our Chief Magistrate, Judge Wanda Dallas. And then finally, I'll tell you your next court date. So those are the things I'm going to go through. All right, first, your rights. You have the right to remain silent and say nothing. But should you give up that right, anything you say may be used against you should your case go to trial. During this and all proceedings, you are presumed innocent. So standing before me this morning, you're not guilty of anything. You're presumed innocent until the state proves your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to a speedy and public trial by jury, the right to an indictment by a grand jury if you're charged with felonies, or by accusation if you're charged with a misdemeanor. You have the right to see, hear, and cross-examine witnesses who are called to testify against you. You also have the right to call witnesses to testify on your own behalf. You also have the right to offer evidence on your own. You also have the right to offer evidence in your own defense. But should you choose not to do so, there can be no presumption of guilt may be raised. Now, you have the right to an attorney, and as I stated earlier, per the order of the Chief Judge, Ms. Wanda Dallas, everyone will be appointed an attorney this morning. You have the right, however, if you want to, you can then go later and hire your own attorney, okay? But again, we want to make sure that your rights are protected. Now, having appointed an attorney to represent you, either that attorney or someone from that attorney's office should be coming to speak with you within the next 72 hours. That's the person whom you tell whatever. Because sitting here as a judge this morning, I cannot provide you any advice other than telling you what you're charged with, set bond for you, and if you have any questions related to those specifics. Now, let's talk about bond. Some of you will qualify for a bond for your release pending the outcome of this matter. Bond may be posted in cash, commercial bond, or property bond. I will explain. If I say your bond is $3,000 and you have a family member or friend who has that amount of funds, they bring the funds along with whatever fees that may be attached to it, and they post that with the sheriff. When your case is finished, that same person goes and get the entire amount of their funds back. If you do not have someone with that amount of funds, then they may go and use a bonding company approved by the sheriff. The difference is for a $3,000 bond, a bonding company charges 10, maybe 15% of the amount of your bond. So for a $3,000 bond, a bonding company may charge about $450. The difference is the money that's paid to the bonding company, no one gets that back. They pay the bonding company their fee. The bonding company comes and posts the amount of your bond with the sheriff. Let's talk about property. If you have someone who has equity in their property equal about 4 times the amount of the bond, they come, they pledge the deed to their property for your release. When your case is over with, they go back and get their deed back. So therefore, no money has to be exchanged. Now, on all bond, there's a general condition that while you're out on bond, you will not break any laws. That's a condition on all bonds. Some bonds may have a specific condition that prohibits you from going around a certain place or contacting certain persons. Now understand, if you violate those terms, you'll be rearrested, subject to a new charge, and most importantly, you'll not be eligible for any other bond for the remainder of this process. So those are taken very seriously. Also, if your family member or whomever is named as a victim on the warrant, that person will not be allowed to post bond for you. Now, for family members who may be listening, or for you guys, you can tell your family members later, they can call the jail and they'll find out what your bond is. Now, some of you are charged with offenses for which I'm not authorized to grant you a bond, such as currently, if you're on probation or parole, I'm not authorized to grant you a bond this morning. And there's certain other conditions where I may choose not to grant you a bond based upon the nature of the offense. Okay, next, your next court hearing. If you're charged with a misdemeanor offense, okay, the next court hearing is November the 2nd. If you're charged with a felony, your next court hearing is November the 18th. Now, if you're charged with a misdemeanor, you will have an option of waiving or not waiving that court date. Waiving that court date means you simply want to speed your case up. It will not affect bond. It's not going to affect counsel. I'll appoint counsel for everyone. It's just a decision you're going to make that you want your case sped up. Or if you make bond, then that date will automatically be canceled and you'll get a court date later in the month, maybe even into next year. So again, for a misdemeanor, court date, November 2nd. If you want to speed it up, waive your preliminary hearing. It doesn't affect any of your rights. You just want to speed it up. The deputy there will have you sign something, and then I will sign it so the clerk knows you want your case sped up. Or make bond. I encourage everybody to make bond so you can go on and take care of your business. If you make bond, that date will be canceled, and you'll get a later court date, and you'll get that notice in the mail. If you are charged with a felony, and again, your court date for felony is August the 18th. Correction, November the 18th. If you're charged with a felony, you'll not be allowed to waive your preliminary hearing. Okay, at this time, I'm going to release you back to the deputy, and he's going to direct you to come up to the podium one at a time. When you come up, please announce your name so that make sure I have the right paperwork. Thank you for your attention. Thank you. Good morning, ma'am. I think we can get started. Are you Miss Butler? No, just tell me your name. Just tell me your name.
Francis Williams.
Williams.
I'll start them up in order, Your Honor. She just was on the camera. But you can do her real quick and we'll go back starting in order with the females first.
That's fine. She said her name was Williams. I guess she's on the 17th day.
Maybe on day 2. So we'll go ahead and get Butler.
All right, yeah, I'll take care of her, and then you can get Butler and start with the ones from the 16th. All right, Miss Williams, give me a minute. Are you Portia Williams or Francis Williams?
Francis Williams.
All right. Miss Francis Williams, it is alleged that you committed the offense of hit and run. Do you understand the allegations, ma'am, or do you require me to read it to you? Okay, Miss Williams, it says that you operated a 2001 PT Cruiser and you hit Jacqueline Smith, 2014 Kia Optima, near 1804 Deandra Drive, and you leave the scene without exchanging information. There's a witness who observed you hit the victim's car, reverse, hit it again, and leave the scene. Now, you hit the car that you hit, I guess, belongs to your mother. That is the allegations. Do you understand the allegations, ma'am? I mean, do you understand the allegations, ma'am? That's a question. Okay, all righty. All righty. Now, all righty, the bond is normally $1,500, but I'm going to allow you to sign yourself out. Okay, ma'am? The condition, of course, is that you remain law-abiding. All right, thank you very much. That's all. Good morning. Are you Miss Butler? I can't. Are you Miss Butler? Okay, at least nod. Okay, got you. Understand the need for the mask. Miss Butler, it is alleged you committed the offense of simple battery. Do you understand the allegation, or do you require me to read it to you, Miss Butler?
Can you read it?
All righty. Miss Butler, it is alleged that you made contact with your sister, Tiana Butler, at their residence. Basically said you guys got into a verbal argument and you punched the victim. That's basically it, without me reading word for word. Now, again, that's an allegation. Not that you're guilty of anything. That's the allegation. So do you understand the allegation? All righty. Miss Butler, the bond is normally $2,000, but I'm going to allow you to sign yourself out this morning. There is a special condition, Miss Butler, and that is you're to have no violent contact with your sister, okay? No push and shoving, just be law-abiding. All righty, Miss Butler, your next court date will be on the 27th of this month, okay? And I'm appointing counsel to assist you. Have a good day, ma'am. Good morning. Are you Ms. Forrest?
Yes, sir.
All right, Ms. Forrest. Ms. Forrest, it's alleged you committed the offense of obstruction of an officer. Do you understand the allegation, or do you require me to read it to you, ma'am?
I understand. The officer explained it.
Okay, Ms. Forrest, the bond is normally $2,000, but I'm going to allow you to sign yourself out today. I'm appointing counsel to assist you. And Ms. Forrest, your next court date is the 27th of this month at 8 a.m. in courtroom 201. Okay, ma'am? You clear?
When you say sign myself out, what does that mean?
You just sign yourself out. It's going to be your bond. You can sign yourself out. The deputies will explain it to you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Are you Ms. Hinton?
Kayla Rowe.
One more time.
Kayla Rowe.
Okay, Ms. Rowe. Okay. Ms. Kayla Rowe, it's alleged you committed the offense of theft by shoplifting. Do you understand the allegation, ma'am, or do you require me to read it to you?
I understand.
All right, Ms. Rowe, the bond is normally $2,000. I'm going to allow you to sign yourself out. Your next court date is November the 2nd, 8 a.m. in courtroom 201. November the 2nd, 8 a.m. 201. And again, I've appointed counsel to assist you. Thank you, ma'am.
Somebody look for that? Yeah. All right. I ain't in trouble. Okay. Great.
Your Honor, what female did you have next? Sorry about that.
You can send one up. I mean, I'll handle it. Just send somebody up. I can adjust. Just keep on the 16th first or whatever. Whatever you send up, I'll adjust.
Gone.
Good morning, ma'am. Okay, you switched over to the medical station. All right. Let me see. Hold on.
Your brother's right here.
What's your name?
Charlotte Smith.
Smith. Yeah.
Okay, y'all switch back. Ma'am, I'm sorry. What is your name?
Charlotte Smith.
Charlotte Smith. All right, give me a second, Miss Smith.
You got Kenya Brothers for day 2 ready?
I do, but you said if she's in, yeah, I'm ready. I can do her. You told me she was in,
Yeah, we still have this. We can still do it. She is set up so that we can continue to keep it flowing.
all right, that's fine. I'll do Miss Brothers next. You said Miss Smith? Oh, Lord. All right. Tell them they're, okay. You're Miss Smith, right? Ma'am, you said your name is Miss Smith, or tell me your name again.
Smith.
Smith. I don't have you. Let me have a minute, ma'am. Smith. Hold on one second. I don't have you. Okay, Charlotte Smith, I do. Give me 1 second. They switched dates on me. Miss Smith, you're charged with one count of violation of a family violence order, which means that you're not supposed to go around a location, and you did. At least that's what they're alleging. Okay. The bond in that matter, ma'am, is $4,000. Will you be able to make bond, ma'am?
Yes.
All righty. Again, I'm appointing counsel to assist you. Now, Miss Smith, the court date for that matter is the 2nd of November. But again, because you're charged with a misdemeanor offense, you have the option of waiving that date. If you want it sped up, or if you're going to make bond and you make bond, and that date will be pushed to a later time. What is your decision right now regarding waiving or not waiving? Do you want to speed up, or do you want to make bond and let the date go to a later time?
I'd rather make bond because I need to get back to work Monday.
All righty, ma'am. Well, thank you again. The date right now is the 2nd of November. But if you make bond, that day will be canceled, and you'll get your next court date in the mail. The deputy is going to have you sign something indicating that you want. I'm sorry, I'm getting that wrong. Got it. That's all. I'm probably just confused you. Hold on. I want to make sure you're clear. If you make bond, that day will be canceled, and you get your next court date in the mail. You clear, ma'am? All right. Thank you very much. Hey, let's do the ones on the 16th first, guys.
There's some of the females. You want to just go straight to the males? You don't want to do?
Okay, all right. Let me ask you a couple questions then. Hold on. From the 16th, what about a Zakia Hinton?
Right here, step up.
Yeah, we got Miss Hinton. Who
Yeah,
else?
you start down, man.
Hold on.
And a marvelous Wambui?
Yes, we have her also.
All right, let me get those first. Let's keep them in that order in terms of the dates. If I'm not jumping around with a pile of paper. Good morning, ma'am. What is your name, ma'am? You're Miss Hinton. All right, Miss Hinton. It is alleged that you failed to make an accident report. Do you understand the allegation, Miss Hinton, or do you require me to read it to you?
I understand.
All right, Miss Hinton, the bond is normally $500. I'm going to allow you to sign yourself out, Miss Hinton. Your next court date will be on the 27th of this month at 8 a.m. in courtroom 201. Do you understand, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you. Have a good day.
Right.
Next should be Miss Wambui. Miss Wambui? Good morning. Ma'am, it's alleged you drove under the influence of alcohol and you made improper lane change. Your bond this morning will be $4,500. Will you be able to make bond, ma'am? Okay. All right, ma'am. I have to inform you, your court date is the 2nd of November, but because you're charged with a misdemeanor offense, you may waive that date and have it sped up, or you may choose to keep that date and make bond. What is your decision? Do you want to speed it up, or you want to just keep that date and make bond?
Just make bond, keep that
All right.
date.
Thank you, ma'am. When you make bond, that day will be canceled, and you get your next court date in the mail. Thank you. Good morning, ma'am. Are you Miss, hold on, let me make sure I get this right. What's your name? Because this is not the right one. I'm sorry?
Start.
Miss Stark. All right, give me 1 second, Miss Stark. Okay, Miss Stark, you're on the 17th. Now, Miss Akeisha Stark, it is alleged that you had a stop sign violation at an open container, expired tag, you possess marijuana 1 ounce or less. There's a child restraint violation, as well as use or possession of drug-related objects. Do you understand the allegations, ma'am, or do you require me to read them to you?
I understand.
Now, Ms. Starks, I'm going to allow you to sign yourself out on an OR bond. Your next court date is going to be November the 2nd, 8 a.m. in courtroom 201. November the 2nd, 8 a.m. courtroom 201. And again, I'm appointing counsel to assist you. Thank you, ma'am.
That's all the females we have up here. We're gonna do the one in medical, okay?
All righty, got it. Push me around to her. Miss Brothers. Ms. Brothers, can you hear me? All right, good morning, ma'am. Ms. Brothers, it's alleged that you committed the offense of criminal trespass. Do you understand the allegation, or do you require me to read it to you, ma'am? All right, Ms. Brothers, the bond is normally $2,000. However, I'm going to allow you to sign an OR bond, which means you can sign yourself out. Your next court date, ma'am, is going to be the 2nd of November at 8 a.m. in courtroom 201. November the 2nd, 8 a.m., courtroom 201. And again, I've appointed counsel to assist you. Thank you, ma'am.
Your Honor, also have Portia Williams, Your Honor.
All righty, got it. I'm ready for her. All right, that should be good. Miss Williams, can you hear me? All right. Yeah, you're Miss Portia Katrina Williams, yes? All right, Miss Williams, it's alleged you committed the offense of criminal trespass. Do you understand the allegation, or you require me to read it to you, ma'am? You understand? Yes. Okay. All right, ma'am. The bond is normally $2,000, but I'm going to allow you to sign yourself out, ma'am. Your next court date is going to be the 2nd of November at 8 a.m. in courtroom 201. November the 2nd, 8 a.m., courtroom 201. And I'm appointing an attorney to assist you. Thank you, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Hey, sir, how you doing? Good morning.
Well, nah, how about yourself, Yon?
Not too bad. Give me 1 minute and I'll be with you. All righty. Let me have your name to make sure we're talking to the right person.
Jared Binion.
Mr. Binion. All righty. Give me a second. All righty, Mr. Binion, it's alleged that you possessed a Schedule I controlled substance. You had an improperly displayed use of tag, and you possessed drug-related objects. Do you understand the allegation, Mr. Binion, or do you require me to read them to you?
I understand.
All right, Mr. Binion, I'm not authorized to grant you a bond this morning because my records show that you're currently on probation. Mr. Binion, I'm appointing counsel to assist you, and your next court date, sir, will be November the 16th at 8 a.m. in courtroom 201. November the 16th, 8 a.m., courtroom 201. Thank you, sir. Good morning, sir. What's your name, please?
Henry Carroll.
Mr. Carroll. Yes, sir. Mr. Carroll, it's alleged that you committed the offense of criminal trespass as well as loitering or prowling. Do you understand the allegation, Mr. Carroll, or do you require me to read them to you?
That's right.
All right, Mr. Carroll, the bond will normally be $3,000. I'm going to allow you to sign yourself out on an OR bond. There is a condition, though, sir. You can't go back around that. Well, there's the general condition, not to violate laws while on bond. But there's a special condition. You're not to go back around the address of 6347 Tower Boulevard, lot 86. Now, again, you violate those terms, you could be rearrested, and you'll not be eligible for any bond. Do you understand, sir?
Yes, sir. So I'm signing myself out.
Yes, sir. Be good. Thank you, sir.
You gotta say your
Good
name.
morning, young man. What's your name, sir?
Ibrahim Diallo.
Mr. Diallo, good morning. Mr. Diallo, it's alleged you committed the offense of loitering or prowling and obstruction of an officer. Do you understand the allegation, Mr. Diallo, or do you require me to read them to you?
Yes, sir. You can read it to me.
All right, Mr. Diallo, it said that you're around the Exxon gas station at 1861 Highway 138. You're hanging out in the front. You had been told not to hang out there, and as the officer was pulling up, you took flight. Started running on the side of the building to the rear of the building where you were apprehended. And again, you've been hanging out there soliciting funds, and you've been asked not to loiter and hang around there every time. So that's basically the allegation. Again, that's an allegation. I'm appointing counsel to assist you. Now, your bond is $3,000. Will you be able to make bond, sir?
You say, what you say, sir?
Your bond is $3,000. Will you be able to make bond?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Now, Mr. Diallo, okay, the court date right now is November the 2nd. If you make bond, that day will be canceled, and you get your next court date in the mail. It'll be later in the year. Or, Mr. Diallo, if you want to speed it up, you can waive that court date, and you'll have a next hearing in about the next 10 days. Do you want to keep that court date and make bond and have the date pushed back, or do you want to speed it up?
Listen to what the judges say.
Yeah, I don't think you're paying me any attention, Mr. Diallo. Your mind's all over the place. You want to make bond? Is that what you want to do, sir?
I was trying to sign my name though.
Okay, so you want to speed it up.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, he's got to pay attention to me.
I'm telling them now, Judge.
All right. Because I don't think he understands me. He keeps looking at you. So he wants it sped up. All right, got it. He wants it waived. All right, thank you, sir.
What's on the court?
Just that.
All right, they got to pay attention to me, folks. After they hear what I want to, after they tell me what they want to do, then I can release them to you. All right, sir, good morning. Give me 1 second. All right, let's start with your name. Say that slower for me.
Larry Dunlap.
Dunlap, okay, Mr. Dunlap. Ah, yes. It is alleged you drove in a suspended or revoked license and had an expired or invalid tag. Your bond this morning, sir, is $2,000. Will you be able to make bond, sir?
Yes, sir.
Just leave it.
All righty. Now, Mr. Dunlap, your next court date is November the 2nd. If you make bond, that day will be canceled, and you get a next court date for later on in the year, maybe even into next year. Or you can decide you want to speed it up. If you decide you want to speed it up, you'll have a next court date in about the next 10 days. What do you want to do, Mr. Dunlap? You want to speed it up, or do you want to make bond and deal with it later on?
Signed the signature, but I don't know what that was about.
Well, you see, you weren't offered that. So why don't you focus on what I'm talking to you about? Now, answer my question.
Okay, yeah, I'll make one.
There you go. Thank you, sir. Your next court date is the 2nd of November. And if you make bond, that day will be canceled. Then you get your next court date down the road. Thank you. Morning, sir. What is your name, sir?
Authority.
Douglas Ford.
Douglas Ford. Ah, okay, got it. Give me a second, Mr. Ford. All right, Mr. Ford. Your case is different than anyone else because you're not charged with an allegation here in the state of Georgia. It is alleged that you're wanted out the state of Florida. Okay, so I'm going to give you the short version of how this works, Mr. Ford. If you don't understand the short version, then I'll kind of pull out a paper and read a 3-page paper to you. All right, Mr. Ford, you can challenge whether you're fugitive or not. If you choose to challenge it, you can challenge it on these limited grounds. First, whether or not you are the right person, Mr. Douglas Wayne Ford Jr. Second, whether the paperwork that we have is in order. 3, whether what you're charged for in the state of Florida is actually an offense in the state of Florida. And based upon those 3 things, the 4th thing is whether you're in fact a fugitive. Now, Mr. Ford, if you choose to challenge those, whether or not you're a fugitive, you'll stay with us for 30 days while the law enforcement folks at the state level make sure that those 4 things are in order. 1, they have the right person. 2, the paperwork is in order, and so forth. If they don't get it done within 30 days, Mr. Ford, you can stay with us for an additional 60 days, for a total of 90 days. If after 90 days they don't have it together, Mr. Ford, then you'll be released. That's challenging extradition. Or you may waive extradition, Mr. Ford. If you waive extradition, the folks in the state of Florida will be notified you're here. They will have a reasonable amount of time, generally less than 30 days, to come and extradite you. If they fail to do that within that time period, Mr. Ford, you'll be released. Do you understand the difference between challenging extradition and waiving extradition, Mr. Ford?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Ford, what is your decision? Do you want to challenge extradition or do you want to waive extradition?
Waive it.
All right. The officers there will have a paperwork for you to sign, Mr. Ford. Thank you. All the best, sir. Hey, there you go, brother. Thank you. Go back to your house again. Good morning, sir. What's your name, please? On the right side, right side. What do you like? I'm sorry?
Michael Goss.
Michael Doss. All right, give me a second. All right, Mr. Doss, you have paperwork on both days, so let me just get it together and deal with you at one time. Give me 1 second, Mr. Doss. All right, Michael Anthony Goss. Sir, it is alleged you committed the offense of loitering or prowling, and there's also an allegation of terroristic threat acts. Do you understand the allegation, Mr. Goss, or do you require me to read them to you?
I thought I was just charged with loitering. I didn't know I had terroristic threats.
Okay, yeah, I know. One is on the 16th and one is on the 17th. So again, these are mere allegations, not, not guilty of anything. And I tell you what, I'll read the, you understand the loitering one? Or you want me to read that to you too? Okay, I'll read the terroristic threat acts to you because that seems to be a surprise to you. It says here that you threatened to commit a crime against the person of Tajia Hurd, your cousins, in the presence of Barry Goss, your uncle. Basically, y'all had an argument, a discussion. You became very angry. And when you were leaving, you threatened to come back and finish off. Maybe you're talking to her car or her, I don't know. But again, that's just an allegation. I don't know the facts other than that. So that's the basis of the allegation, Mr. Goss. Now, Mr. Goss, because you're currently serving a term of probation, the Terroristic Threat Act is a felony. And I'm not authorized to grant you a bond this morning. Again, I have appointed counsel to assist you. And your next court date is going to be the 18th of November at 8 a.m. in courtroom 201. Got that, sir? 18 November, 8 a.m., 201. Thank you, sir. Good morning. Your name, please?
Darius Huey.
Okay, Mr. Huey. Mr. Huey, it's alleged you drove with an expired tag and no license. Do you understand the allegation, or do you require me to read them to you, sir?
Sir.
All righty. It says, all right, your bond, I'm going to allow you to sign an OR bond to sign yourself out. Your next court date, sir, is the 2nd of November, 8 a.m. in court. November 2nd, 8 a.m., courtroom 201. Thank you, sir. Good morning, sir. What's your name?
Jack.
Mr. Jack. All right, sir. It's alleged you drove without an insurance, no license, and possessed marijuana 1 ounce or less. Your bond this morning, sir, is $3,500. Will you be able to make bond, sir? Now, Mr. Jack, because you're charged with a misdemeanor, well, let me do this first. If you make bond, your court date of November 2nd will be canceled, and you'll get your next court date in the mail. Your next court date will probably be in the next year. Or if you want to speed it up, you'll have a next court date within the next 10 days. You want to keep that date that I've assigned, make bond, and move on? All right. Well, thank you, sir. Make bond, then you'll get your next court date in the mail. Thank you.
He said 3,250.
3,500.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
We do have one person that needs an interpreter, Spanish.
Yeah, we'll do that person last. Good morning, sir. What's your name, sir?
Cleo Johnson.
Okay, Jaquil Johnson. Sir, it's alleged you committed the offense of simple battery as cruel to the children in the 3rd degree. Do you understand that allegation, sir, or do you require me to read it to you?
I understand.
Now, sir, your bond this morning is going to be $4,000. Will you be able to make bond, Mr. Johnson? All righty. Now, there's a general bond that you'll remain law-abiding. There's a second special condition that you would have no violent contact with Miss Hamilton. You can be around her, but no pushing, shoving, cursing, and none of that. Okay? Do you understand, sir? Okay. All righty. Now, your court date is November 2nd. If you make bond, that day will be canceled and you get a later court date later on in the year. Or do you want your case sped up, in which case you'll have a court date within the next 10 days? What do you want?
I'll take November the 2nd.
All right, sir. Now, again, if you make bond, that day will get canceled. All right. Thank you, sir. Good morning, sir. What's your name, please?
Johnson.
One more time.
Eric Johnson.
Okay, Tyree Johnson. Okay, sir. Mr. Johnson, it's alleged that you committed the offense of criminal trespass as well as simple battery, family violence. Do you understand the allegations, sir, or do you require me to read it to you? Okay. All righty, sir. The bond this morning is $5,000. Will you be able to make bond, sir? All righty. Now, there's a special condition that you cannot have any contact with Miss Tyria Johnson, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, make sure I spell that name right. Got it. Now, it didn't tell me here whether or not you guys live together. Do you guys live together?
Yes, sir.
All righty. So you got to go get stuff from that home, right? Okay, all righty. I'm gonna put down here that once you make bond, within 10 days, you contact the sheriff. They'll go and help you get your stuff from the house. Now, the benefit of that is that while you're there, won't nobody accuse you of doing anything, all right? So that way you don't face another offense for no reason. All righty, sir. So again, you got to stay from Miss Johnson. You cannot go back around the address of 7816 Collinswood Court. But again, I'm putting on here that once you make bond, contact the sheriff. They will go with you to help you get your stuff. You clear, sir? All right, thank you. All right, give me 1 second, please. righty. Oh, you Mr. King? All right, say it again. And you I am, okay. All right, Mr. King, it's alleged you committed the offense of simple battery. Do you understand the allegation, sir, or do you require me to read it to you? Okay. All right, Mr. King, the bond in those matters is $3,000. Mr. King,
Say it again?
the bond is $3,000. Will you be able to make bond, sir?
Yes.
All right. Mr. King, when you make bond, there's a special condition that you're to have no violent contact with Teron Kelly. You can be around the person, but you can't get to do any pushing, shoving, or none of that. Do you understand?
I do.
All righty. Sir, your next court date, because it's a misdemeanor, is November the 2nd. You can keep that court date and make bond. In that case, that day will get canceled, and your court date may be pushed into next year. Or if you want to speed it up, we can waive it, and you'll have a next court date in the next 10 days. What do you want to do, sir?
Keep the court date.
All righty, sir. All righty. Again, when you make bond, that day will be canceled, and you'll get your next court date in the mail. Thank you, sir.
Question, Your Honor. I don't have anyone else up here to bond me out but her. So how would I do that?
You can contact her, just no violent contact.
All right, thank you.
Yes, sir. Hello, sir. You Mr. Maynard? All right, Mr. Maynard, it's alleged you made terroristic threats, criminal trespass, damage to property, simple assault, cruelty to the children in the 3rd degree, burglary, and obstruction of an officer. Do you understand the allegations, Mr. Maynard, or do you want me to read them to you?
I understand.
All right, sir, your bond this morning is $43,000. Will you be able to make bond, sir?
I will.
All right, sir. Now, when you make bond, okay, you're to stay away from Yolanda Maynard and Jania Maxwell. You're not to go back around the address of 184 Falcon Crest Trail in Jonesboro. Is it possible that you have stuff there that you may need to get from that home, clothing, anything of that nature?
No.
Okay, all righty, got it. All righty, sir, let me continue. I'm appointed counsel to assist you. Your next court date is going to be the 16th of November at 8 a.m. in courtroom 201. November 16th, 8 a.m. courtroom 201. Thank you, sir.
Moreno is the one that needs the interpreter. I'm saving him for last. We have Mr. Michael Peppers, straight.
All right. Are you Mr. Malanga?
No, sir.
What's your name, sir?
Margaret's gonna be out to bond, Your Honor. Sorry about that.
Okay, that's fine. We'll get to them. We'll get to those guys. What's your name, sir? Didn't hear you.
Peppers.
Peppers, Mr. Peppers. Okay. All right, give me a second. Mr. Michael Peppers. All right, Mr. Peppers, it's alleged that you violated the Georgia Controlled Substance Act, possessed drug-related objects, as well as obstruction of an officer. Do you understand those allegations, sir, or do you require me to read them to you?
I understand.
All right, Mr. Peppers, your bond this morning, sir, is going to be $11,500. Will you be able to make bond, sir? All right, and Mr. Peppers, of course, I've appointed counsel to assist you. Your next court date, sir, is going to be November the 16th at 8 a.m. in courtroom 201. November 16th, 8 a.m., courtroom 201. Thank you, sir. All right, give me 1 second. You, Mr. Reeves?
Sir.
Good morning, sir. All right, Mr. Reeves, you're aware of what you're alleged of the offenses, yes, sir? All righty, I'm not authorized. I'm denying your bond this morning, sir. You're to stay away from Miss Knowles, and you can't go back around that address of 1028 Brandon Hill Way. I'm appointing counsel to assist you. And your next court date, sir, is the November the 16th, 8 a.m. in courtroom 201. November 16th, 8 a.m., courtroom 201. Thank you, Mr. Reeves.
Mr. Reeves.
How you doing, sir?
Hi, I'm well, sir. What is your name?
Tart.
Mr. Tart, it's alleged you committed the following offenses, sir. You drove on a suspended or revoked license, You gave false name, address, and date of birth. You had defective headlights and no tag lights. Do you understand those allegations, or do you require me to read them to you?
Understand, sir.
All right, and Mr. Tart, your bond this morning, sir, is going to be $4,500. Will you be able to make bond, Mr. Tart? All right, I didn't quite hear that, but let me explain some more things to you. If you make bond, that date will be canceled and in the mail. That court date may be into next year. Or you can choose to speed it up. If you choose to speed it up, which is called waiving, you'll have a court date in the next 10 days. Do you want to keep that date and make bond, or do you want your case sped up, sir?
I want to keep the date, make bond.
All right, thank you, sir. Again, that date is November 11th, but if you correction, November 2nd, but if you make bond, that day will be canceled, and you get your next court date in the mail. Thank you, Mr. Tart. Good morning, sir. What is your name, sir?
Deontay Tucker.
Mr. Thomas, Khalid Thomas?
Deontay Tucker.
Tucker, Deontay Tucker. All right, got it. Make sure I get the right person. Mr. Tucker, it's alleged that you violated the Georgia Controlled Substance Act, as well as possessed drug-related objects. Do you understand those charges, Mr. Tucker, or do you require me to read them to you? All right, Mr. Tucker, the bond is $9,500. Will you be able to make bond, Mr. Tucker?
Sure.
All righty. All right. Mr. Tucker, your next court date is going to be November the 16th at 8 a.m. in courtroom 201. November the 16th, 8 a.m., courtroom 201. Thank you, sir.
I have money. I'm not sure where is that. It's in my evidence. So like, I was trying to pay that with my bond, like my money up here.
That's fine. The sheriff's and them will help you with that if they can.
Thank
Hey, sir, good morning.
Morning.
What's your name, please?
Walton.
Mr. Walton, all righty. Mr. Tracy Walton is alleged to come into defense of simple battery. Do you understand the allegations, sir, or do you require me to read it to you?
Yes, sir.
You understand?
Yes.
All right. Mr. Walton, the bond is $2,000. Will you be able to make bond, Mr. Walton?
Sir.
All righty. Now, Mr. Walton, the court dates for misdemeanors is the 2nd of November. If you make bond, that day will be canceled, and you get your next court date in the mail. Your next court date may be into next year. I don't know when that'll be, but it'll be later. Or, Mr. Walton, you can decide if you want your case sped up, in which case you'll have a next court date within the next 10 days, and you'll sign something that I'll fill out and let them know you want to speed it up. So, Mr. Walton, do you want to just keep that date and make bond? Go ahead.
I bond out, like, let's say, like, if I bond out today, I will get a court day in the mail, right?
Yes, sir. And it'll be later on in the year, maybe even into next year. So you want to keep it that way?
Yeah, and go to court November 2nd.
No. All right. Let me, and that's why I'm taking the time. All righty. The court date is November 2nd, but if you bond out, that date will be canceled, and you'll get your next court date in the mail later on in the year.
I go to court November 2nd.
Or you're not understanding something. There's something you're not understanding. Just focus on me. All right. The court date is November the 2nd. You said you can make bond. So I'm letting you know that if you make bond, that date will be canceled. Okay, that date will be canceled, and you'll get another court date in the mail. That new court date may be January of 2021. It'll be later in the year. I don't know exactly when it'll be. Or if you don't want to wait until November 2nd, okay, and you think you're going to be sitting in jail, you can waive it and speed it up. If you choose to waive it, it'll be within the next 10 days or so. I don't have an exact date, but it'll be sped up. So my question to you is, you think you're going to make bond and that date gets canceled, or do you want me to speed it up?
Speed it up.
All right. The deputy there is going to have you sign something, all right? Thank you, sir. That's all. Hey, sir, how you doing? What is your name, sir? All right, Mr. Wiley, it's alleged you committed the offense of reckless conduct and discharging a firearm near a highway. Do you understand the allegations, or do you require me to read them to you?
Yes, I understand.
All right, Mr. Wiley, the bond is going to be $8,000. Will you be able to make bond, Mr. Wiley?
Sure.
All right, Mr. Wiley, I also have to explain something to you. The date for misdemeanor offenses right now is the 2nd of November. If you were to make bond, Mr. Wiley, that day will get canceled and you'll get your court date in the mail. That court date will probably be December, maybe even January, or even later next year. Or, Mr. Wiley, if you want to speed this up, got you. I won't say no more. All right, Mr. Wiley. Yes, sir. You're good. That's it. All righty.
Honor,
Oh, I'm skipping that part. Oh, yeah. That's all.
Hey, sir. Good morning.
How you doing, sir?
I'm good. Are you Mr. Williams, Emmanuel Williams? All right, Mr. Williams, there is alleged you have one count of violation of the Georgia Controlled Substance Act. You possess marijuana 1 ounce over an ounce, no, 1 ounce or less. You also improper use of tag to conceal the identity of a vehicle, as well as having expired or no tags. You understand all that allegation, sir, or do you require me to read it to you? All righty. Mr. Williams, your bond this morning, sir, would be $12,500. Will you be able to make bond, sir?
Yes, sir.
All righty. Your court date, Mr. Williams, is going to be the 16th of next month at 8 a.m. in courtroom 201. The 16th of next month, 8 a.m. in courtroom 201. All right. Thank you, sir.
Thanks, sir.
All right.
Your Honor, you ready to do the speech for the people for the second day that weren't out here?
I'd rather, okay. Give me 1 second. Let me just check something. All right. Now, I'm sorry. You're asking me if I wanted to do the Spanish folk gentleman first, or do you want me if I wanted to do the second group? Is that what you're asking?
Yes, Your Honor, I have put it in the chat. We have a second group. When you did the initial speech,
Right.
you don't have 24 people out here. Do the
Understand.
So we have a second group to hear the speech for the days 2.
Well, I will follow your lead. I mean, if you have them ready and you want us to get rid of the majority first, we can do that. If you want me to do the Spanish first, I'll follow your lead.
Okay, we can do the majority. We're ready with that.
All right. Bring them up. Hey, good morning, everybody. Or afternoon. All right, I'm Judge Cooper. I'm the presiding magistrate for this, the 17th day of October. All right, I'm gonna take a couple minutes to speak with you all because I think it's important that you understand what's taking place. But first, I need to swear you in that whatever you say to me today will be the truth. So please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that any testimony you'll give this morning will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? If so, swear. Put your hands down. All righty, again, I'm Judge Cooper. I'm not here to take any information in regards to what may have happened out in the streets. Pay attention to me, folks. I'm here for me to inform you of what the allegations against you are, to advise you of your rights, to set bail on those offenses for which I'm authorized to set bail, to appoint an attorney to assist you and to explain certain things about your rights with an attorney, and finally, to tell you your next scheduled court date. Those are the 5 very specific things I'm here to do this morning. First, your rights. Standing before me this morning, you're an accused. And as an accused, you have the right to remain silent and say nothing. But should you give up that right, anything you say during these proceedings may be used against you if your case goes to trial. During this and all proceedings, you have the right to the presumption of innocence until the state proves you're guilty. That means standing before me this morning, you're innocent. You have the right to an indictment by a grand jury if you're accused of a felony, or by accusation if you're charged with a misdemeanor. You have the right to a speedy and public trial by jury. The right to see, hear, and cross-examine witnesses who are called to testify against you. You also have the right to call witnesses to testify on your behalf. You yourself have the right to testify and offer evidence in your own defense should you choose to do so. But if you choose not to do so, there can be no presumption of guilt assigned to that. Now, you have the right to an attorney. And per the order of our Chief Judge, Wanda Dallas, you'll all be appointed an attorney to represent you today. You may at a later time hire your own attorney should you choose to do so. Now, in appointing an attorney to represent you this morning, either that attorney or someone from that attorney's office should be contacting you within 72 hours. That's the person to whom you tell whatever, because as a judge this morning, I cannot provide you any assistance other than to tell you what you're charged with, your next court date, your bond, etc. Now let's talk about bond. Some of you will qualify to post a bond for your release from jail pending the prosecution of this case. Bond may be posted using cash, commercial, or property. First, I'll explain cash. If I say your bond is $3,000 and you have someone with that amount of funds, they bring that funds along with whatever fees that may be charged by the sheriff's office, and they place that funds with the sheriff's office for your release. When your case is over with, that person goes and get their full amount of their funds back. That's a cash bond. Commercial. If you do not have someone with that amount of funds, then they go to a bonding company approved by the sheriff. The difference is the bonding company will charge 10 to 15% of the amount of your bond. So for a $3,000 bond, a bonding company may charge about $400. The person pays the bonding company their $400. The bonding company comes and pays your bond. The difference is the funds pays to the bonding company. That's their fee. No one gets that back. Or you may use property. If you have someone with equity in their property equal to 4 times the amount of your bond, they pledge the deed to their property for your bond. When the case is finished, they go back and get their deed back. Now, on all bonds, there's a general condition that while on bond, you'll not violate any laws of the state of Georgia. That's a general condition on all bonds. On some bonds, there's special conditions, such as don't contact certain people, a person, or go around certain places. Understand special conditions. If you violate them, you could be rearrested, subject to a new charge. For example, you contact John, and you're not supposed to contact John. You could be charged with witness tampering, aggravated stalking, which carries a 10-year, $20,000 fine. But also, most importantly, you'll not be eligible for any bond while the thing is continuing. All right. Now, some of you are charged with offenses for which I'm not authorized to grant you a bond. Also, I'm not authorized to grant you a bond if you're currently on probation or parole. So if I tell you this morning I'm denying you bond, that's most likely why. Now, if you're charged with a misdemeanor offense, the next court date for misdemeanors is November the 2nd. If you make bond, that date will be canceled and you'll get your next court date in the mail. Okay, I'll repeat that again. If you're charged with a misdemeanor offense and you make bond, that date will be canceled and you get your next court date in the mail. Your next court date may be December, maybe even January of next year. Or you will have the option, if you're charged with a misdemeanor, of speeding it up. So if you say, I want to speed it up, then you'll have your next court date within the next 10 business days. So if you're charged with a misdemeanor, I'm going to ask you, what do you want to do? Want to make bond, or do you want to waive and speed it up? If you're charged with a felony, the court dates of felonies is November the 16th. If you're charged with a felony offense, you're not allowed to waive your preliminary hearing. So gentlemen and ladies, well, gentlemen, at this point, I'm going to release you back to the deputies. Just follow the orders of the deputies. And when you come up to the podium, just please announce your name as loud as you can, because I want to make sure I have the right person. Thank you very much.
Judge, I have Mr. Lyman ready, you need.
Yes, sir. I did not get that name.
Lyman, Lemon?
Lyman. Okay, got it. All right. Hang on. I pulled him out. Hang on a second. I pulled that out earlier. Mr. Vincent Lyman? Can you hear me, sir? Can you hear me? All righty. Mr. Lyman, you're charged with battery, cruelty to children in the 3rd degree, and obstruction of an officer. Do you understand those allegations, Mr. Lyman, or do you want me to read it to you? You understand? All right. Mr. Lyman, I'm not authorized to grant you a bond this morning because the cruelty charge is a felony, and it shows that you're currently on probation, having been sentenced in April of this year. So, Mr. Lyman, your next court date is the 18th of November, 8 a.m. in courtroom 201. And Mr. Lyman, I'm appointing counsel to assist you in that matter. Okay, sir? All right. Do you have any questions, Mr. Lyman?
I don't understand the last part you said you gonna counsel the what?
Deputy, I might need to relay. I did not hear all he said.
He said he's gonna get somebody to counsel.
Yes, I'm appointing counsel, so I'm appointing you an attorney. So either that attorney or someone from that attorney's office is to contact you within 72 hours to assist you with whatever, okay? All right. Thank you, Mr. Lyman. That's all. All right. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
All right, sir. I think we can get started. Are you Mr. Beck?
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Beck. Mr. Beck, you're charged with the offense of battery. Do you understand that allegation, Mr. Beck?
Yes,
Or do
sir.
you require me to read it to you? Okay, now, Mr. Beck, it says here, in reviewing your criminal history, that on the 20th, in February 12th of this month, of this year, on February 12th of 2020, you either pled to the offense of battery or you're found guilty of the offense of battery. And here, sir, because it's your second battery family violence, this matter now becomes a felony. So as a felony this morning, sir, your bond is $6,000. Will you be able to make bond, Mr. Beck?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Beck, there's a condition of your bond that you do not contact or go around Miss Whitney Farris. You do not go back or return to the address of 3130 Sumner Court Drive in Jonesboro. I'm putting on here that once you make bond, you can contact the sheriff and they'll go with you to get your stuff. But until this matter is, all the way prosecuted and finished, you're not to contact Miss Farris nor go around her address. Do you understand, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, your next court date, sir, is the 11th. The 18th of November, the 18th day of the 11th month, the 18th of November at 8 a.m. in courtroom 201. November 18th, 8 a.m. in courtroom 201. And again, Mr. Beck, I'm appointing counsel to assist you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All righty. Hello, sir. You Mr. Boyd?
Yes, sir.
All right. Hey, Mr. Boyd. Mr. Boyd, it's alleged you committed the offense of criminal trespass. Do you understand the allegation, sir, or do you require me to read it to you?
I understand, sir.
All right, Mr. Boyd, the bond in those matters is $2,000. Will you be able to make bond, Mr. Boyd?
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Boyd, when you make bond, you're not to go around the address of 6877 Marie Court Grove in Rex, and you're to not go around or contact Miss Valerie White. Do you understand those, sir?
Yes, sir.
Understand again, and I'm just letting you know this. If you violate those terms, rearrested, not eligible for any bond for the remainder of this process. You clear?
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Boyd, the court date for misdemeanors is the 2nd of November. If you make bond, that date will get canceled and you get your next court date in the mail. Your court date will probably be later in the year, maybe even in January of next year. or sir, you have the option of speeding it up, which you'll have your court date handled within the next 10 business days. Do you want to make bond and?
Sir.
All right. I'm gonna put down here 11/2/20. But again, if you make bond, that day will be canceled and you get your next court date in the mail. Thank you, sir. Good morning. What is your name, sir?
Myself, set.
All right, Mr. Purcell. Sir, it's alleged you committed the offense of possession of marijuana 1 ounce or less and use of possession of drug-related objects. Do you understand the allegations, sir, or do you require me to read them to you?
I understand, sir.
Mr. Purcell, the bond is $3,500. Will you be able to make bond, sir? All righty, sir. If you make bond in a misdemeanor matter, the next court date for misdemeanors is the 2nd of November. If you make bond, that day will get canceled and you get your next court date in the mail. That date may be pushed back maybe even into next year. Or Mr. Purcell, if you want to speed it up, you'll waive and you'll have a next court date in the next 10 days. What do you want to do? You want to keep the date, make bond? All right. Thank you much, sir. Again, that date is going to be canceled and you'll get your next court date in the mail. All right, sir?
Thanks, sir.
Thank you much.
Hello, good afternoon.
I'm sorry, say the name again for me.
Constantine?
Mr. Constantine, good morning, sir. Good afternoon. Mr. Constantine, it's alleged you committed the offense of simple battery. Do you understand that allegation or do you require me to read it to you?
I understand.
Mr. Constantine, the bond is $3,000. Will you be able to make bond, sir?
Yes.
All right, Mr. Constantine, if you make bond, the court date right now is scheduled for the 2nd of November. If you make bond, that day will be canceled and you get your next court date in the mail. Or Mr. Constantine, because you're charged with a misdemeanor offense, you have the option of what's called waiving that preliminary hearing and have the case sped up, which means it'll get handled within the next 10 business days. So do you want to just keep that court date to make bond or do you want to speed it up?
I'm gonna make bond.
All right, Mr. Constantine. Now, there's one condition. There's a special condition on your bond, and that you're stay away from that gentleman. I can't pronounce his last name, but just stay away from him. All right. You can handle that.
Will do.
All right. Thanks, sir. Have a good day. Morning, sir. Good afternoon, sir. What's your name, please?
Please, Crenshaw.
Mr. Crenshaw. Mr. Crenshaw is alleged you committed the offense of theft by shoplifting. Do you understand the allegation, sir, or do you require me to read it to you?
I understand.
Mr. Crenshaw, the bond is $2,000. Will you be able to make bond, Mr. Crenshaw? Mr. Crenshaw, the date for misdemeanors is November 2nd. If you make bond, that day will get canceled, and you'll get a court date probably into next year. Or you have the option of speeding it up, which if you decide to speed it up, you'll have a court date within the next 10 business days. Do you want to keep the gate and make bond, or do you want to speed it up?
I'm gonna make bond.
All right, Mr. Crenshaw. Again, you're going to get your next court date in the mail. All right, sir? All right. Thank you much, sir.
Terry Day.
Mr. Terry Hugh Day, good morning or good afternoon, sir. How are you? Mr. Day, it's alleged that you committed the offense of drinking in public and being drunk in public. Do you understand the allegation, or do you require me to read it to you?
I want to waive it and go to court in 10 days.
All righty. Mr. Day, I got something even better for you. I'm allowing you to sign yourself out on an OR bond, Mr. Day. Your next court date, sir, will be on this November the 2nd, 8 a.m. in courtroom 201. So again, I'm allowing you to sign yourself out. Have a great day, Mr. Day. Are you Mr. Hanford? That's all right. They're going to raise it up for you. Are you Mr. Hanford?
Sir.
All right, we can get started until they raise it up. Mr. Hanford, it's alleged here that you 2 counts of violation of the Georgia Controlled Substance Act. as well as one count of trafficking. I'm not authorized to grant you a bond this afternoon, Mr. Hanford, but I am appointing counsel to assist you. And your court date, sir, is the 18th of November, 8 a.m. in courtroom 201. That's November 18th, 8 a.m. in courtroom 201. I'm appointing counsel to assist you. And again, someone from that counsel's office, maybe even the alternate, him or herself, should be contacting you within 72 hours. Okay, sir?
So you said no bond because of the trafficking, or?
Yes, sir. I'm not authorized to grant you a bond with a trafficking offense. That has to be granted by a judge of a higher court.
Okay, well, I got a question. Is the trafficking got something with me traveling or something?
No, it's the amount.
All right.
Thank you. Mr. Harris?
Yes, Montrez Harris.
Mr. Montrez Harris. Okay, thank you, sir. Sir, it says 2 counts of violation of the Georgia Controlled Substance Act and 1 count of possession of marijuana 1 ounce or less, as well as possession of drug container. Mr. Harris, I'm not authorized to grant you a bond because you recently was sentenced to a term of probation, and I'm not authorized to grant you a bond while you're on probation. Your next court date, Mr. Harris, is going to be November the 18th at 8 a.m. in courtroom 201. November the 18th, 8 a.m. courtroom 201. All right, thank you, sir.
Rodney.
Hey, Mr. Rodney Harris. Mr. Harris, it's alleged you violated 2 counts of the Georgia Controlled Substance Act. 1 count of marijuana 1 ounce or less, possession of a weapon, as well as possession of dangerous drug container. Sir, my record here shows that you're still serving a term of probation, and while you're on. Okay, all right. Well, let me tell you. All right, no, it's fine. I'm not going to debate with you. All right. I'm appointing counsel to assist you. Okay, you heard me say that earlier. Yes, that I'm appointing counsel to per the order of the chief judge. We're appointing counsel to everybody. All right, focus on me. Focus on me. All right. Now, I'm not authorized to grant you a bond this morning, but I'm appointing counsel to assist you. Talk with that counsel. Let him or her know what's up. They can correct anything that may be improper. All righty. But as for this morning, I'm denying your bond. Now, sir, your next court date is the 18th of November at 8 a.m. in courtroom 201. November 18th, 8 a.m., 201. Thank you, Mr. Harris. Hello, sir. What's your name, please?
Jones.
Mr. Jones? All right, sir. Mr. Jones, it is alleged you possess marijuana 1 ounce or less. Do you understand the allegation, or do you require me to read it to you?
I do understand it, but it's bull crap.
All right. Mr. Jones, I'm going to allow you to sign yourself out this afternoon. Your next court date, sir, is the 2nd of November, 8 a.m., courtroom 201. November the 2nd, 8 a.m., courtroom 201. And again, as you've heard me tell everyone, I've appointed counsel to assist you, but you can, if you choose to, hire your own counsel. Thank you, sir. Are you Mr. Mandeville? All right, sure. Mr. Mandeville, it is alleged that you had an improper lane change, possessed marijuana over an ounce, 1 count of violation of the Georgia Controlled Substance Act, and 1 count of obstruction or hindering law enforcement officers. Do you understand the allegation, Mr. Mandeville, or do you require me to read it to you?
I'm kind of understanding.
You kind of understand. All right. Mr. Mandeville, your bond today, sir, is $16,500. Will you be able to make bond, sir?
I wish that like Bell's bondsman. You know?
I'm sorry, say again?
What's the Bell's bondsman? You know?
Hold on. Somebody did something in the back. I couldn't hear you.
I said, if a Bell's bondman, how much a Bell's bondman would want to
Maybe about $2,000.
earn?
Yeah, I know you're gonna try your best. That's fine. All right, Mr. Mandeville, your next court date, sir, is November the 18th.
Yes.
At 8 a.m. in courtroom 201. November the 18th, 8 a.m. courtroom 201. Thank you. Mr. McGahee?
Sir.
Sir, it's alleged you carried a concealed weapon. Do you understand the allegation, or do you want me to read it to you?
No, sir. I understand.
All right, sir, the bond is $5,000. Will you be able to make bond, sir? Now, sir, if you make bond, that's a misdemeanor offense. The court date is November the 2nd. If you make bond, that day will be canceled, and you'll get your next court date in the mail. When that date gets canceled, it'll get pushed back, maybe to next year. But you also have an option. You can waive that and speed it up if you want a case to have within the next 10 days. What are your decision? You want to keep that court date and make bond, or do you want to speed it up?
I want to make bond.
All righty, sir. Again, that date right now is November the 2nd, but it will be canceled, and you'll get your next court date in the mail. Thank you, sir. Are you Mr. Miller? No, that's fine. What's your name? Just tell me your name.
Brunel Morgan. Brunel.
Okay, Mr. Morgan. Okay, got it. Mr. Morgan, it's alleged you obstructed or hindered law enforcement, fled from police, reckless driving, no insurance, no license, improper lane change, aggravated assault, as well as obstruction or hindering the display of a license. Do you understand that, or do you want me to read it all to you?
I understand it. Like I understand I'm accused of that, right?
Yes, sir. That's it. Not guilty of anything, just accused. That's all. All right. The bond, sir, is $24,500. Will you be able to make bond?
Yes, sir.
All righty.
You said it was 24,000?
Yes, $24,500. All righty. Again, I'm appointed counsel to assist you. Your next court date is going to be on the 18th of next month at 8 a.m. in courtroom 201. You got all that, sir?
Next month, 8 a.m.
18th of November, 8 a.m. in courtroom 201. All right. Thank you, sir. Hello, sir. What's your name, please?
Hello, sir. Azale Reynolds.
Okay, Mr. Azale Reynolds III. Sir, it's alleged you gave a false name, address, and date of birth. You drove in a suspended or revoked license, as well as obstruction an officer. Do you understand those allegations, or do you require me to read them to you?
I understand the allegation, but the allegations are false. I also have legal documentation.
I'm appointed counsel to assist you. That's the person you tell all that to, okay? And hopefully they'll work it out for you as best they can. Now, here's what you and I need to work on. Your bond is $5,500. Will you be able to make bond?
Oh, yes, sir.
All righty. Now, I need to also tell you this. Court date right now is the 2nd of November. If you make bond, that day will get canceled, and you get your next court date in the mail, meaning it's going to get canceled and pushed to later. It maybe even into next year. Or you have an option. You may choose to speed it up, which is called waiving, and you'll have a next court date in the next 10 days. So, Mr. Reynolds, you want to just keep that date and make bond, or do you want to speed it up?
I'll just keep the date, but I wanted to also ask a question if you didn't mind.
Go ahead, sir.
My question was, I don't have a suspended license nor a false name.
I can't help you with that. I can't. I mean, so, you know, and I'm not doubting you. I'm just not able to help you with that. So again, I've appointed an attorney to assist you. That's the best I can do for you today. All righty? So, all right. So make bond and you get your next court date in the mail. Thank you, sir. Hello, sir. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
What is your name, please?
Thomas.
One more time.
Thomas.
Mr. Thomas. Okay. Mr. Thomas, it's alleged that you theft by receiving stolen property and auto, that you conceal the identification of the automobile, and also theft by receiving stolen property. Do you understand the allegation, sir, or do you want me to read it to you?
Yes, sir. I understand.
All right, and Mr. Thomas, the bond this afternoon is $25,000. Will you be able to make bond, Mr. Thomas?
Sure.
All right, Mr. Thomas, your court date, sir, is the 18th of November at 8 a.m. in courtroom 201, November 18th, 8 a.m. courtroom 201. And again, I've appointed counsel to assist you, either that counsel or someone from their offices to come and see you within 72 hours. Thank you, sir. Good afternoon, sir. What's your name, please? One more time.
Gordon Wilkins.
Gordon Wilkins. All right, give me 1 second, sir. Jordan Jamal Wilkins. Mr. Wilkins is alleged you committed the offense of aggravated assault, battery, family violence, simple battery, cruelty to children in the first degree, criminal trespass, damage to property, as well as the offense of burglary. I know, I saw your eyes get wide. Do you want me to read it to you, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now, I'm denying you bond this morning. All righty, but when you make bond, well, let me do it this way. I'm appointing counsel to assist you. That's the first thing that's important to you. I'm denying you bond so that you can discuss this with your counsel, so when you get in front of another judge, maybe they'll appoint an appropriate bond for you. But when you make bond, you stay from Edith Duarte, Ivan Jimenez, and Patricia Taylor. You're not to go back around the address of 869 Grand Way in Forest Park. Now, I couldn't tell if you have any stuff there. Do you have anything there that you may need to get from that home or address?
No.
All right, well, that won't be an issue then. All righty, your next court date, sir, is the 18th of November at 8 a.m. in courtroom 201. November 18th, 8 a.m., courtroom 201. Thank you, Mr. Wilkins. Good morning. What is your name, sir?
Garen Turner.
One more time.
Garen Turner.
Okay, Garen Turner. Okay. Mr. Turner, it's alleged you committed the following offenses: battery, cruelty to children, improper lane change, reckless driving, driving on the wrong side of the road, driving without a license, obstruction of an officer, hit and run, fleeing from officers, as well as driving in excess of the maximum speed limit. Now, I noticed your eyes kind of went wide when I talked about cruelty to children. Do you want me to read all these allegations to you, or do you want me just to explain that one to you?
Yeah, explain that one to me.
All right, fair enough. Basically, is while you're committing, well, let me read it from this. All right, hold on. Okay. All righty. Now, while it says basically is that you grabbed the victim, Kinshawna Smith, by the hair and dragged her outside, scraping her knees, etc., etc. All this was done while she was had the baby, and that's a child under the age of 16. So that's why the cruelty to the children came in.
Oh, where did this supposedly take place?
Now, again, I'm not saying you're guilty or anything like that. It's just the allegation. I mean, I don't know. You're looking for an address? Is that what you're looking for?
Yes.
All it is an allegation. I'm appointing counsel to assist you. You can talk with your counsel, and if it's really false, they'll help you figure it out. I can't do that from here this morning. That's not the task with which I'm That's not my task. I just want to make sure that you understand what it is alleged that you have done. All righty. Now, I'm not authorized to grant you a bond this morning because one of those offenses is a felony. And it says here that you're currently on probation, having been sentenced in September of 2019 to 5-year term of probation. So I'm not authorized to grant you a bond this morning. Your next court date is the 18th of next month at 8 a.m. in courtroom 201. November 18th, 8 a.m. courtroom 201. Good luck to you, sir.
Your Honor, I have Miller right here.
All righty, hold on. You said Miller, Dwayne Miller?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Miller, good morning. Good afternoon, I'm sorry. Mr. Miller, it is alleged you committed battery as well as disorderly conduct and terroristic threat acts. Do you understand the allegations, sir, or do you want me to read them to you?
Could you read it to me, please?
All righty, basically, while you guys were at a sports bar, you put your hands on the back of a lady who told you she did not want to be touched. While the lady was being escorted out of the sports bar, I'm not sure if it was by an officer. I believe it was by the officer. You alleged to have uttered that you're going to end his life. That's a terroristic threat act. Now, sir, based upon those allegations and the fact that what you're charged with is a felony, I'm not authorized to grant you a bond this morning because it says here that on December of 2019, you were sentenced to a term of probation of 7 years. So I'm not authorized to grant you a bond this morning, but I am appointing counsel to assist you. And your next court date is November the 18th at 8 a.m. in courtroom 201. November 18th, 8 a.m., courtroom 201. Thank you, sir.
Can I ask a question?
Go ahead.
Can I make bond from in here, or do I have to call somebody?
I'm not authorizing, I'm denying you bond, sir. You're not authorized to grant bond. I'm authorized to grant bond. So at the next court date, that'll be brought up.
So I'm gonna stay in jail for a month?
Sir, I'm not authorized to grant you a bond. Thank you much. End of questions. Next.
Williams?
Yes, sir, I'm ready. Mr. Williams,
Sure.
how are you?
All right, sir, how you doing?
Not too bad. Mr. Williams, it's alleged you committed the offense of simple battery. Do you understand the allegation, sir, or do you want me to read it to you?
I'm standing, sir.
All righty. The bond in those matters, sir, is $3,000. Will you be able to make bond?
Sure.
All righty. When you make bond, that date will be canceled and you get your next court date in the mail. Or if you want the matter sped up, you can waive your preliminary hearing and that case will be handled within the next 7 to 10 business days. What do you want to do? You want to make bond or do you want to have a case sped up?
How you doing, sir?
All right, thank you. Again, you're going to get your next court date in the mail. All right, sir? All right, thank you much.
Marino?
Hey, before we do the Spanish, I got a couple questions. All right, hey, sir.
Yes, Your Honor.
Darn. In terms of these folks here, Khalid Thomas.
I'm checking right now, Your Honor.
Yeah, he's going to be on the 16th list.
Okay. I have him as bonded out. He's not active.
All right, thank you very much. All right, so I have Mr. Moreno. All right. I don't remember how we did it last time. Did I give you guys the number you dial from in there? I think so, yes?
I haven't done it that way, but I can try to see if I can make it work.
Sure thing. Let me know when you're ready, if you have a phone in there.
All right, Your Honor, what's the number?
1-800 821. Hang on a second. Hold on. Let me back up. Sorry. It's 1-800-874-9426.
Client ID,
113015.
For Spanish, press 1. For, please enter your personal code.
21229.
oh, this still on YouTube Live, Your Honor, just so you know.
I'm sorry? Yeah, I know. Oh, yeah. Okay. Thank you for next time.
Hello, my name is Isabel, interpreter for Spanish with ID 363023.
Yes, ma'am. Before me is Mr. Moreno, who is charged with driving while under influence of alcohol, and improper lane change, driving without a license. Please inform him of that for me, please.
Yes. Hola, usted ha sido detenido por conducir bajo la influencia del alcohol.
Sí.
Okay. Tell him his bond is $6,000. Will he be able to make bond?
Did you say 6,000?
Yes, ma'am.
Sí, su multa es de $6,000.
Ask him, will he be able to make bond?
Oh, could you repeat that, sir? The line is breaking up.
Okay. His bond is $6,000. Will he be able to make bond?
Su fianza es de $6,000.
Hey, ma'am, explain to him that he needs to answer you for you to be able to tell me what he says, please.
Oh, I am sorry, sir. Do you or the client have the phone on speaker? I have a difficult time hearing you.
Okay, so all right, I will speak up a little bit louder. His bond is $6,000. I would like to know if he will be able to make bond.
Okay. Su fianza es de $6,000. Me gustaría saber si usted podría dar la fianza.
Es que ahorita necesito hablar con mi familia a ver si lo van a pagar, pero no tengo el dinero ahorita. Pero sí puedo pagar con provecho si gusta.
I will need to speak with my family to see if we can pay, but I will need to speak with my family first.
Okay. His next court date is November the 2nd at 8 a.m. If he makes bond, that date will be canceled and he will get a later court date. Or he can choose to speed it up and we'll have a next court date in the next 10 business days. Okay. Would he like to make bond or would he want his case sped up?
Tendría que pagar para el 2 de noviembre a las 8 a.m. la fianza. Para el día de su corte, si paga todo, su día de corte sería dentro de 10 días hábiles.
Disculpe, ¿y si los pago salgo antes de 10 días o tengo que estar preso 10 días?
And if I pay all, do I have to be here 10 days or just 3 to 5 days?
Now, if he pays, he will get out when he pays and you'll get a next court date in the mail, it'll probably be next year.
So, sir, could you repeat the last part about the court date, please?
He will get a court date. It'll be probably next year. Then you'll have to come back to court, but he will get that date in the mail.
Thank you. Si usted paga todo, saldrá una vez que pague y su siguiente fecha de corte la recibirá por correo.
Sí, y si no, ¿cuánto tiempo puedo estar acá?
And if not, how much time will I be here?
He's there until he either makes bond, or B, if he wants to waive, then he will be there no more than 10 days. And waiving means speeding it up, if he wants to speed it up. I can say that again. Let me say that again. Okay, if he makes bond, like if he speaks to his family and makes bond, whenever he makes bond, he gets out. And again, he will deal with the next court date in the mail. He'll deal with that in next year. Or he can choose to speed it up, and it'll be within the next 10 business days. And yes, he will have to stay in jail until either he makes bond or he has a court date.
Thank you. Si usted paga la fianza, esperará su fecha de corte que le llegará por correo, será el siguiente año. Si quiere hacer esto más rápido, puede obtener esto en 10 días hábiles. Si no, saldrá hasta que pague la fianza o hasta su siguiente fecha de corte.
Voy a hablar a mi
Okay.
familia.
So I need to know, does he want me to put down that he's going to make bond, or does he want me to put down sped up? And tell him, even if I put that it's sped up, he can still make bond. Okay, it's just a decision he's making.
She hung up, Your Honor.
What a day, what a day. All right, I'm gonna try to dial it back from my end. I think it may not be as clear. Give me a minute, please. Life.
Welcome to Language Line Solutions. Please enter your 6-digit client ID. For Spanish, press 1. For other, please enter your personal code. Please hold for an interpreter.
Thank you for calling Language Line Solutions. This is Omar ID 362865. I'll be your Spanish interpreter today.
Okay, give me 1 second. Can you hear that, sir? Speak again for me, sir. Interpreter, please speak again.
Gracias por su paciencia. Yo seré su intérprete en español.
Sí.
Ask him, can he hear you okay, sir, please?
¿Me puede escuchar?
Sí.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, sir. All righty. We were discussing with Mr. Moreno that his bond is $6,000. His court date is the 2nd of November. And if he's able to pay bond, that court date will be canceled. And he would get his next court date in the mail. Or, and I'm sorry I'm giving you a lot here, he may want to speed it up and we'll have court in the next 10 business days. I wanted him to know that even if he chooses to speed it up, he can still make bond. Do you understand?
Entonces, para que usted sepa, usted tiene un vínculo de $6,000. Usted tiene la corte el 2 de noviembre. Si usted paga el vínculo, usted, la corte se cancelaría ese día y usted recibiría una nueva fecha en el correo. Se le avisaría en ese correo cuándo sería el próximo día de corte. Igual, si usted desea que se haga más rápido el proceso de la corte, también lo puede hacer pagando el vínculo.
I would like to know if he understands and what would he like to do.
Quería saber si usted entendió y qué es lo que usted desea hacer.
Le voy a llamar a mi familia a ver si pueden pagar la fianza. No, a esperar.
Yeah, I'm going to call my family and see if we can pay the bond.
All righty. Just let him know that if he makes the bond, the court date will be canceled and he will get the next court date in the mail.
¿Está bien? Entonces, si usted paga la fianza, sería se le cancelaría el día de la corte y le llegaría por correo la nueva fecha.
Sí, la última pregunta nomás es si pago, ¿regresan el dinero o no lo regresan después?
I have a question. If we pay that, do you receive that back or you don't receive it back?
If his family pays it directly, they get it back. If he goes to a bonding company, let me see, hold on. And I'm sorry, so you're the second interpreter. The other one hung up on us. His bond is $6,000. If they use a bonding company, the bonding company may charge about $900 and pays entire bond. The money that's paid to the bonding company, he does not get back. But if his family is able to pays the entirety of his bond, the entire $6,000, they will get all that back. So,
si usted utiliza una compañía de fianzas, que quizás usted pone $800, $900, pero eso usted no lo va a recibir de vuelta. ¿Okay? Si su familia es la que le ayuda a pagar, ese dinero sí se regresa.
Does he have any other questions?
¿Tiene alguna pregunta?
No.
All righty. Tell him thank you very much, sir. And thank you.
Okay.
All right. Bye-bye. Muchas gracias, Sana. Okay. All righty. I think I'll do it that way from now on.
Okay.
Oh, yes, sir. I'm good. Thank you. Thank you.
Have a nice day.
All right. Bye-bye, sir. Okay.
Bye.
Mr. Jameson, I think that's the end.
Yes, sir. Did you have anybody you needed us to check on, or is everything good on your end, sir?
I think everything is good on my end. I thank you for your courtesy, sir, and your prompt return of the paperwork this morning, and I just learned something new again today. Thank you much.
No problem at all. I'll be sending over the waivers and the future of justice in just a moment, sir.
Have a good one.